What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. My name is Vincent. Today is our Q&A time. But before I answer any question, let's head to the kitchen because I'm pretty hungry.
Wasted in blue, I was out of use. Now every day, every night, every moment with you.
So while we wait for the batter to rest, let's answer a few questions. So the first question is, setelah tinggal di Kanada lama, kangen Indo nggak sih? Which translate into, after a while living here, like after a long time, it's almost a couple years now, do I miss Indo? And the answer is obviously yes, yeah. Because Indo is basically my home, right? I live and grew up there, so it makes sense if I miss that. Life-wise though, I would say that living here is way better, especially like the weather here is definitely cleaner, it's much safer. But in Indo, we obviously everyone that been here, we miss the food, we miss our friends and family over there because that's home to us. That's why yes, I do miss Indo. I feel like it's been a while since I did this kind of talking head video where it's more conversational, and I hope it has less jump cuts like you've seen before, but it's been a while and I testing a new camera, so I'm sorry for that. If you see like, why this guy jump cut so much, is he keep on repeating what he say, and yeah, I keep on just blabbering a lot of places. And one more thing, this camera now have a flip up screen, so if I'm for some reason I look up, that's when I looking up at the flip up screen, so I need to get used to it again, looking at the lens. So if I'm looking up there, that's what's up. Now let's moving on to the second question, which is the part you love and hate the most in process of video making. And there's not really much to hate, to be honest with you. I really enjoy making video, I enjoy filming like this, I enjoy talking to you guys, sharing concepts, sharing experience here in Vancouver, sharing a lot of different things, bringing a camera outside. I really enjoy that part. I also really enjoy the editing process, like bringing all the shots that I take into one sequence and then editing them, add some music, sound effect, color grade them, and all those things are really interesting for me. So I do love doing them. Probably if you really want to say that something that I don't really like about not just filmmaking but everything from the process of planning until I publish it on YouTube, is that I'm a little bit short on idea type of guys. I'm not always have like a million ideas in my mind, so there's will be time to time where I just kind of sit there and force myself to think of ideas, but I just cannot get some ideas, and that's kind of like bad because there's a deadline, right? I publish every Saturday, there's a deadline. Other than the process of like finding the ideas, I don't really enjoy finding the music. Like finding the music for me is like one of the most tedious work. Like I do have few music subscriptions that I use so that it's kind of royalty free music, but especially when you do kind of a cinematic video, right? It's different when we do like a talking head like this. Obviously, it's just a subtle kind of music, you don't really care about it. But when you have a lot of edits, you have a lot of like whoosh and a lot of those kind of sound effects, you want your music to meet the vibe you want to go, right? Meet the mood and all the things that's going on. So in order for you to find that perfect songs that fit into the whole film, it's not that easy, and that's one of the things that I'm always not looking forward to whenever I make some film. Alright, next question. What make you happy in life? What make me happy in life? It's not something that really easy to answer. I think like the people just being grateful overall, that makes me happy. It's been something that I've been trying to find, but I don't have like one concrete answer that I say, oh, this A, B, C, D, and E, those are the things that make me happy. But I think what I found in myself that if I want to be happy, I can, and it's a decision. Obviously, there's a lot of things like the food is make me happy. That's kind of filming like this, it makes me happy. The people in my life, also travel, which happens to be also the next question. Next, travel goals, those also make me happy, by the way. But travel goals, also I want to go to Japan. I want to go back to Bali. Yeah, Japan and Bali, definitely two places that I want to go in the near future once this whole thing is done. So pretty looking forward for it. Alright, I guess the batter should be ready now, so let's get cooking.
Wasted in blue, I was out of use. Now every day, every night, every moment with you. Walking on air, and every day, every way.
Alright, so not gonna lie, the pancake is a little bit thicker than usual, but it's okay. It's pretty good. Let's moving on to the next question, which is kenapa bisa kepikiran buat YouTube, which translate means that why can't I think of making YouTube videos, right? And I think that it's just part of me that I always like speaking in front of an audience. Like, if you don't know, when in high school graduation, I delivered the graduation speech, right? And I joined Toastmaster, where we kind of like practice public speaking. So I have just a general interest of talking in front of audience and sharing my thoughts, sharing experience and everything to a big audience of people, right? And obviously YouTube, it's one of the best platforms to share your audience, right? Share thoughts to your audience. And you might not know, but I've been thinking about starting a YouTube channel ever since I was in like high school. I think back in 2017 or 2018, like around that 2 years. I actually make around 1-2 videos, but it was so bad, you guys, right? Unfortunately, I tried to find the footage if I still have it or not, but yeah, unfortunately, I cannot have it. So I used to talk a little bit about fashion. That's why you can check this kind of video, right? That's where I talk about the fashion, the jacket that you can wear in spring. But yeah, that's kind of like the first attempt of my YouTube channel. So I've been doing it for a while now, and I've gained a lot of experience. So this is actually the third attempt that I start YouTube, which I actually stick to it, and I'm really grateful and I'm really happy for it. Back to the happiness question. But yeah, so that's the answer. I don't really have like one thing to talk about in YouTube. Like, I'm not that type of person who answer a specific question. Moving on to the next question, which is how to promote yourself on social media. Social media, especially right now, it's really saturated. So if you want to promote yourself, there's a lot of different social media, right? Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok even, and you need to think what are the brand image, what are the personal brand or the reputation, the old-fashioned way to say that you want to portray to the world, right? Like, let's say that you study business and you want to be someone that looks pretty professional. Maybe you want to make sure that your LinkedIn looks good. Doesn't matter what field you're in or I'm in, like we want to make sure that we tap into everything, right? But that's actually okay, but I find that you want to focus on one platform at a time. Obviously, you can double in others, but 80-20 principle, right? Focus your 80% effort on one platform. And something that's more towards promoting yourself is giving the reasons on why people should follow you. And this is something that I think about it a lot, because when you look at my YouTube channel, sometimes I like to think like, why should people subscribe, right? There's nothing for them. There's only a lot of stuff like just a vlog and those kind of stuff. That's why I have a plan in the future to make a more kind of like a value-based channel. So I do deliver value in the videos and not just like blathering everywhere, right? That's one of the main traits on why people should follow you. That's one of the things that you should sell them, because think about it. If you see a lot of people, Instagram, let's say you come across, and it's just a random post of picture, why should you follow them? That's first, right? But if their Instagram provides some sort of value, or maybe they are a higher authority than us, we might want to follow them, right? But at least in my personal opinion, I don't really follow many strangers, but when I do, they are usually the people who have impact on my life, right? For example, Simon Sinek, Tom Bilyeu, or even like a lot of other people, those kind of entrepreneurs, if you know. Those are the people that have impact in my life. They kind of like relate to me, that's why I follow them. That's also one of the things, you need to be able to relate to your audience. But yeah, other than that, probably best work on your skills and work on what you can bring value to the world, so they have a strong reasons to follow you. The next question is, why are you gay? I'm not. I have a girlfriend. But yeah, this is actually, for the context, this is actually from my old friend, like my school friends. Like, it's been a while. For the sake of time, I'll answer 2 more questions. I think this video has been pretty long. But the first one is that, as an international student, what do you struggle the most? I actually thinking about making a whole video on this, sharing especially to my friends on Indonesia and a lot of people who want to come to Canada to study. what do you struggle the most here. So make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell when that comes up so you will be notified by YouTube. But in short, what I think the most thing that I struggle here is that the thing's different, right? You kind of like live independent now and you have to kind of like live for yourself. There's no more support around you. Obviously you make new friends here. There's a lot of people in school that kind of like support you here, but take them out of the context. You don't have parents anymore, right? You don't have those people that you have when you were young. So whatever challenges that you face over here right now, you have to kind of deal it with yourself, right? You kind of have to clean up your mess. So if you make a bad decision now, those decisions can carry away until like years or months or even years ahead. So let's say you get in debt and you have a bad credit score, for example. You need to fix that credit score and it takes time, right? So you cannot just like kind of like eliminate the mistake that you make. You kind of have to deal it and you have to clean it up. That's kind of like one of the struggle that at least when I'm here, because sometimes you just don't see that far enough and you make this kind of stupid short-term decision that lead to long-term problem, right? So the last question is, what is your biggest motivation? I feel like motivation is not something that's really tangible. Motivation, I would like use the word drive because I am pretty driven. I'm driven that I have my mission that I wanted to go towards. I want to build something of value. I want to serve other people. I also want to bring my family here. Like I want to help them get out of poverty. But obviously other than that, if looking at a short-term motivation, it's more towards, I'm not a daily motivated guy, to be honest with you. You may seem that I have a lot of things in calendar, but sometimes I don't really feel like doing it. So in the darkest moment of daily, when I really don't feel like it, usually I'll just like pop up a headphone and play some music. Usually this kind of like noise cancelling earphones save me a lot because it kind of basically jam the things in, right? So I like to listen to like upbeat music or some motivational talks or music, those kind of thing, and those are the things that kind of keep me going. But in the long-term spectrum, there's obviously the drive in me that actually makes the short-term matter, because if you don't have the long-term one, even the short-term might not work too. So that's all the Q&A for today, guys. If your question is not being answered right now, obviously I have messaged you, but if not, then you can text me again on Instagram DM. That's also where I get my questions. So the next time I made a Q&A, you can ask me again over there. Thank you guys so much for watching and coming along with me. It's almost a year now since I pick up a camera and talk in front of you guys. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next Saturday.